What's up, everybody? It's your boy Stevie the Black, STEVEE, the Black. I'm back. I'm upset. I have a lot to get off my chest. So, if you're working out, if you're exercising, if you're cleaning, or if you're just laying in your bed, maybe you're on your lunch break, I don't know. But if you have time, listen. Because I got some things I need to get off my chest. Because there is a difference between being an underdog and then being straight up disrespected. And I feel like the Philadelphia Eagles, the 2019 Philadelphia Eagles, are being disrespected. 2 years ago, the Eagles won the Super Bowl. Out of the blue, yes, out of the blue. No one expected that. Everyone was hyped for the Cowboys. They were coming off the 13-3 season. Dak and Zeke were amazing. And what happened? They fell off. They weren't quite the same. The Eagles picked up business and they ended up winning the Super Bowl. Carson Wentz was an MVP candidate, was going to be the MVP. Then he ultimately gets hurt. Nick Foles comes in, finishes the job. Last year, Carson Wentz put up good numbers, but he wasn't the same MVP type quarterback that he was. And then once again, he went down to another injury, being in the back. So when the top 100 list came out yesterday, from 100 to 90, I believe it was, Carson Wentz was placed at 96. 96. You're telling me that Carson Wentz was so bad, that he was that bad that he dropped 93 spots? Now it's based off of NFL players, but that's just ridiculous that he fell that far. He is not a 96. Now, if you want to say he's in the 40s, he's in the 50s, maybe high 60s, maybe even low 30s, you want to say that? I'm cool. Carson Wentz, top 10 quarterback. Wasn't top 3, wasn't top 5, top 10. Yes. It just boggles my mind. And then this year, everyone is still like, I'm picking the Cowboys. Because that defense, man, that defense is something special. Let me tell you something about defense. Defenses are never the same year in and year out. They're just not. The Minnesota Vikings in 2017, I believe, had the number one defense. They had the number one defense. And guess what? Nick Foles shredded that defense. The next year, they were not the same. The 85 Bears, one of the top defenses of all time, on that team alone, won that team a Super Bowl. But guess what? The next year, statistically, they were better. But guess what? They were not the same defense. The Bears' defense last year was amazing with Khalil Mack and everybody. But I bet you it's not going to be the same. I speak from experience. 2017, our defense was amazing. You could get all the way down the field, but at the end of the day, at the end of that drive, you were kicking three. You were kicking for 3 and not for an extra point. Why? Because our defense held up and was strong. Last 2017, we had a top 5 defense. Most clutch defense in the league. But then what happened last year? Statistically, we were better than the year before that. Based off the eye test, I couldn't tell. But statistically, we were better. But yet, for some reason, we couldn't get a stop. It'd be 3rd and 12. It could be 3rd and 20, and somehow teams converting that. Tell me, how the heck do you let somebody convert a 3rd and 20? Everyone talking about, Nick Foles is gone, so Eagles have no shot whatsoever. Carson Wentz, you just can't trust him. But the Indianapolis Colts are a Super Bowl contender. So you can trust Andrew Luck now. Is that what I'm hearing? Because he's been going for 2 years. He's been gone for 2 years. He just got back. Matter of fact, he was 1-6 last year before they went on their run. Yes, they went on a run. They went on a no, I'm sorry. Were they 1-5 or were they 1-6? I think they were 1-5. And then they went on a 9-1 run. Ended up getting into the playoffs, even winning a playoff game. Yes. But now all of a sudden, they're Super Bowl contenders. All of a sudden now, we can trust Andrew Luck, but we can't trust Carson Wentz? That makes no sense. That's a double standard. And the thing that really pisses me off the most is this thing I keep hearing where on offense, on paper, the offense should be great, which understandable. But then the thing that really gets me upset is, well, how's Doug Peterson going to handle all that? You know, there's going to be some egos. There's some guys there who are in a contract year. You know, they're going to want to put up big numbers. So if they're not in Philly next year, they can at least make some money elsewhere. How is Doug Peterson going to handle all of these egos? All of these things? It's going to be a problem. I didn't hear that about the Chiefs. When they had Tyreek Hill, when they had Kareem Hunt, when they had Travis Kelce, when they had Sammy Watkins, when they had Patrick Mahomes. Heck, even when they had Alex Smith. Alex Smith is in the top 10 quarterback, but the weapons he had made him look pretty good. I didn't hear nobody say anything then. Or how about last year when the Rams had all the offensive power they had? I didn't hear nobody say, well, how are they going to keep all those Eagles in check? On paper, this looks great, but is it really going to work? I didn't hear nobody then. I heard, Sean McVay, yeah, he got this. After being the head coach for 1 year, he got this. Andy Reid, okay, he's been there, he's done that, he's handled T.O., so he knows what he's doing. Okay. But Sean McVay know what he's doing. He only been a coach for 1 year, but okay. The Dallas Cowboys, they got Ezekiel Elliott, they've got Dak Prescott, they've got Amari Cooper, they've got Randall Cobb, they've got this guy, they've got that guy. Offensively, they're going to be great. Defensively, they're going to be great. But I don't hear nobody ever say, oh, man, they're going to... How is Jason Garrett, how is he going to handle all these Eagles? I mean, oh, my God. I don't hear that at all. But when it comes to the Eagles, when they have Alshon Jeffrey, when they have Deshaun Jackson, when they have Nelson Aguilar, when they have Zach Ertz, when they have Dallas Goedert, you know what the difference is between... The one big difference between all four of those teams that I just mentioned just now. Only one of those teams has won a Super Bowl. Doug Peterson is the only coach that knows what it's like. Andy Reid has not done that. Sean McVay has not done that. But yet, I hear all these things about they know what they're doing. They have a more likely chance of getting to the Super Bowl than the Eagles. Such disrespect, man. Such disrespect. I just don't get it. Like, I just don't get it. They shouldn't have gotten rid of Nick Foles. They should have kept him. Are you serious? You have a young quarterback, okay? I understand that. They moved heaven and earth to get this guy. Howie Roseman traded draft picks out of the blue. This, here, take this, take that, to move up to the number 2 spot to get this guy, to get Carson Wentz. And I understand these past 2 years have been amazing. Trust me, I know. But you don't do all of that just so you can trade him because you can get him for some a great price. You can get him for some draft. You can get those draft picks back. No. Which is why I'm glad the Eagles, as much as I love Nick Foles, as much as I love him, he had to go. Because Carson was always going to be looking over his shoulder. Talking about, man, if I mess up, man, something goes wrong. Or they got Nick Foles. They got a Super Bowl MVP. They got a savior behind me. They got a dude who's got a statue outside the link. He had to go. He wanted his own team. He knew it wasn't going to be the Eagles. He had to go. I don't think the Jags are going to be 6-10 like some people think. I think they'll be 10-6, maybe 11-5. I think Nick Foles will prove people wrong, but I don't think he's better than Carson Wentz. Again, double standard. Andrew Luck is injury prone, but yet all of a sudden they're Super Bowl contenders, but we not, because I can't trust Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz dropped off. His play was so awful last year that he threw 21 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, completed about 69% of his passes, and threw for over 300 yards in about 11 games. I understand the record was 5-6. I understand that his record was 5-6. It was not all his fault. Some of it was his fault, but not all of it. Not even the majority of it. Some of it. The defense, top 10, man, maybe, but they were not the same defense. So if you think the Dallas Cowboys defense is gonna be the same, you're wrong. If you think the Dallas Cowboys, if you think the Chicago Bears defense is gonna be the same, you're wrong, because history says otherwise. It's a different team each and every year. It's never the same team. Never the same team. The Vikings got worse. We got worse. The Cowboys are going to get worse. The Bears are going to get worse. And then I keep hearing the Saints. Drew Brees is old, guys. He's not Tom Brady. He clearly dipped off at the end of this year. He clearly wasn't the same guy in the playoffs because they weren't putting up record-setting numbers. They were just barely winning. Again, I'll say it again. If Alshon doesn't drop the ball, we beat the Saints. I'm just so sick and tired of the disrespect, man. An underdog is someone who has very little chance at winning. I'm not saying we need to bring out the dog mask. I'm not saying that. But man, let me tell you something. Super Bowl windows are very hard to come by. Okay? They are very hard to come by. We, as a team, do not have the best history with championship windows, okay? We had 1 4 or 5 year run in the beginning with Andy Reid and Donovan McNabb, and it didn't work. 4 straight NFC championship games, 1 win, 1 Super Bowl appearance. We didn't take advantage. That was it. Then in the 80s or late 70s and the 80s, we had a window with Dick Vermeil. Didn't take advantage of it. Gradually, they were getting better each year until they got to the Super Bowl in 80. Didn't take advantage of it. We have a window. Each week, yes, there's a lot of talent on this team. There is. There is a lot of talent. But you have to sit back and you have to think. You have to sit back, and I want you to remember that 2017 feeling when you beat Bill Belichick. You didn't beat the Browns. You didn't beat the Ravens. You didn't beat the Steelers. You didn't beat the Chargers or the Chiefs. You beat Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. You beat the GOATs. I don't want to hear about, if Malcolm Butler played. We played who we played. And we won. We won. Alshon, remember. Ertz, remember. Aguilar, remember. Doug, remember. Alshon can't be getting upset. Listen. Championship windows do not last forever unless you're the Patriots, where you have a chance every year. We're the Philadelphia Eagles. We ain't got that best history, okay? We do not. Egos need to be put in check. Some weeks it may be the Alshon game. Some weeks it may be the Jordan Howard game. Some weeks it may be the Zach Ertz or the Dallas Goedert game. Some weeks it may be the Nelson Aguilar game. Some weeks it may be the Sproles game. I've heard so much about how Deshaun Jackson has matured. He knows he's not the guy coming back. When he was here before, yes, he was the guy. He was the best receiver that we had. But that is no longer the case. He still has the speed. When we had Torrey Smith, he didn't put up that much production number. He didn't put up that much numbers. He kept dropping passes. But what was he? He was a great distraction. People had to respect his speed, because if you didn't cover him, He was gonna be wide open, and that's an easy touchdown right there. You know what that does? That opens up Alshon. That opens up Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert. I mean, dang. Then you got J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. I mean, so much, so much. First of all, they're rookies, so and him and Miles Sanders, so they ain't got no egos. But everybody else, I'm tired of hearing all this. I'm hearing this from First Take. I'm hearing this from Undisputed. I'm hearing this from John McMullen, who works in Philadelphia. He knows, who literally knows. We don't get opportunities like this. And he's sitting there saying, on paper, yeah, they look great. But, I mean, the egos, man. Man, shut up. How about we sit back? I'm not saying everything's going to be perfect. I'm not saying we're just going to cruise right through this whole thing. I'm sure there's going to be some ups and downs. I'm sure there's a game or two that we're supposed to win, but we don't because that's just what happens with the Eagles. But I'm sick and tired of the disrespect. Because that's what it is. It's disrespect. If you look at these two teams between the Eagles and the Cowboys, they are so close, it's not even funny. They are so close, it's not even funny. I expect both teams to be in the playoff. I have the Eagles winning the division at 11-5, but the Cowboys are right there at 10-6. History of the NFC East says that there is no repeat champion since we did it in 03-04. And then on top of that, not only is there not a repeat champion, but the team dips for whatever reason. When the Cowboys won 13-3 in 2016, they went 9-7 the year after that. Same thing with us. We went 13-3. We were unstoppable. Next year we struggled. We were 9-7. Yeah, were there reasons why? Yeah, there's specific reasons why. For both sides. For both sides. But at the end of the day, what happened happened. So history tells you Dallas is going to struggle. They're going to go, wait, I don't understand. Why is this happening? I mean, Dallas should be just unstoppable for it, but for whatever reason, and Skip will have its excuses and this and that and that and this, but it just makes me upset. It pisses me off because people, lack of respect. I don't get it. The Rams are not a threat. They're not. They're going to struggle. The Packers are not a threat. They're going to struggle. Aaron Rodgers, bro, he going down. I think he making the playoffs, but I don't think he one of the top teams in the NFC. I think the Saints. I think they're dipping. It clearly showed with Drew Brees last year and near the end of the season. I think that the Seahawks, they ain't the team they were in the past. They might be in the playoffs. We don't know. The only real two teams are in the same division. They're in the same division, and as I said, history says, and until it's proven wrong, history says the Cowboys, they gonna struggle. And we gonna take advantage of it. We are. That's just what happens. That's what happens. Everyone talk about, I bet you they'll talk about how great Dak Prescott looked last year, but remember that he struggled before that, and he was costing them games and doing costly turnovers, but he needed Amari Cooper. Just like that team, just like that offense needs Ezekiel Elliott. Lack of disrespect, man. It's not underdog, it's disrespect. There's a difference. There's a chance it may not all work out. There's a chance Carson Wentz may go down again. This whole thing about Carson Wentz, oh yeah, he's blocking the hate. He knows what's going on. Let me tell you something right now, and I'm about to end it. This has been going on for 19 minutes. I'm about to end this. Players want to come to Philadelphia. Why? Because they want to be in the culture that Doug Peterson has set. There's not going to be any egos. Last year, a lot of things went wrong. I didn't think we were going back to the Super Bowl anyway. So regardless of what happened in the end of the Saints game, I thought we were going to lose to the Rams. I didn't think we were going back to the Super Bowl. Plus, we were so injured. I mean, we were going into the playoffs with some duct tape and glue. Okay? Somehow managed to win the playoff game and almost beat the Saints. But whatever. Doug Peterson can handle this. Okay? Andy Reid's handled it. Jason Garrett's handled it. Sean McVay's handled it. So many different teams who with talented players, they've able to handle it. So why is it not Doug Peterson? Are people still doubting Doug Peterson? Because I've seen some lists that say he's like number 7 in the league of coaches, and that's darn sure not true. He's number 5. Bill Belichick, Sean Payton, Pete Carroll, Andy Reid, him. That's how it goes, okay? You have a chance to be part of history, to be immortalized forever. I understand contract year, you want to make your money, you want to ball out. I get it. But you have a chance at a Super Bowl, man. Why would you jeopardize that and get upset because you're not getting touches or because you're not getting targets? Do you want the Super Bowl or not? Do you want to be remembered forever or not? Or do you, or maybe you're happy with just one? I don't know. I'm not happy with one. I'm not satisfied with one. But maybe you're satisfied with one. Maybe that's what it is. If you're gonna have an ego, maybe you're just satisfied with one. You're good. Oh, I got my ring already. I'm good. If that's the way you feel, you can leave. Just leave. Just don't come to camp tomorrow. Just leave. If you're gonna have an ego. This team is a Super Bowl contender. Top team NFC. One of the top teams in the NFL. Remember, you didn't just beat any team in the AFC. You beat the GOATs. You beat Brady and Belichick. Okay? My rant is over now. Training camp is tomorrow, or starts tomorrow, and then practice, I believe, is Thursday the 25th. So, yeah, Thursday. I'm expecting big things, man. I'm expecting big things. There's not going to be no egos because they know what's on the line. They know. Once that window closes, man, when that window closed, after it was a 2008 season, that was the last NFC Championship game we appeared in. What was it? 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. It took us 9 years to get back in the Super Bowl picture. 9 years. I started watching the NFL and the Eagles in 2010. So for me, I had 7 of those years. I had to sit there and watch the Eagles struggle, not make the playoffs, or make the playoffs and lose in the first round. I don't got time. You talking about, oh, they got egos, so, it might not work out. No. People come into Philadelphia for a reason. There's a culture in the NFL, in this locker room for a reason. Okay? So I don't want to hear that from John McMullen. I don't want to hear that from Stephen A. I don't want to hear that from Max, from Skip, from any dude, any sports analyst. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Just sit back. Keep talking all that smack. Keep talking all that trash. Keep picking the Cowboys. Keep picking the Saints, the Rams, the Packers, the Seahawks. Keep picking all these teams. And when the Eagles beat them all, don't say, oh my God, I'm so shocked. How can this be happening right now? I don't think Wentz going to be the MVP. I think he's going to be comeback player of the year. And I expect this. I'm not even going to say it. I'm not going to say that last part. All I'm going to say is I expect big things. He's going to be comeback player of the year. We're going to be one of the top 2 seeds in the NFC. And we're going to go get the second ring, okay? That's what's going to happen. I'm done talking. I'm glad I got that off my chest because I've been holding that in for a couple days and it's just, oh my God. Anyway, pretty much about it. That's all I got. I'm ready for the season to start so Wentz personally can shut people up because my God, if he don't shut him up, I'm gonna shut him up. No, I'm just playing. But anyway, that's it. See you later.